Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. So we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm Ernest Jeffrey. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Amid all the rumors about JJ Redick possibly becoming the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers and the possibility that the Lakers draft Bronny James to keep LeBron James on the team, I go over whether I believe that the Lakers should draft Bronny James or not, or whether they should hire JJ Redick, or whether I believe JJ Redick should even take the job at all. And then we got Stephen Cherry asking, will Redick get the Lakers job? Can't believe people saying he's the next Pat Riley. Well, I mean, that is way too, I guess you would say, premature to project. Way too early. I mean, Pat Riley, I mean, he's the owner of Miami. And, I mean, we're saying that Redick, like, he's on that career trajectory. I mean, we know he was a great basketball player, great shooter, and he's a good analyst. I know, obviously, like any analyst out there, there's going to be people that don't like them, but I think Redick, he's a good commentator. But the thing is, for him to get the Lakers job and then become the next Pat Riley, how's that going to work out? Because of the fact that, like, if LeBron James is still at the Lakers, he gets every coach fired. And you could be like, well, he's not going to be there that much longer. And if Redick gets the job, like he's on, LeBron only going to be there 2 more years. How could he get him fired? LeBron has gotten coaches fired that quickly. I mean, it's not impossible. So, I mean, if I'm JJ Redick, I would be very wary of taking the Lakers job. I know the job holds a lot of prestige, but it's not going to do Redick any good to get the job and then get fired after 2 years because LeBron James is not happy or whatever. I mean, the whole Bronny James conundrum is a whole other story. I mean, you talk about a guy that averaged less than 5 points per game in college. He hasn't done anything. If he wasn't LeBron James' son, there is no way that he would even be in the discussion of getting drafted. I know people are like, oh, he had a good combine. Okay, so did a ton of other players, and their draft stock hasn't improved. It's like Bronny James should not be getting the coverage that he is. He's not that good, unfortunately. It's nothing against Bronny. I have absolutely nothing against Bronny. He's just not that good right now. Will he ever be good? I don't know. But if the Lakers draft Bronny to keep LeBron James, then I think they're insane. It makes no sense. I mean, to me, I would rather let LeBron James go and let another team draft Bronny and LeBron follow that team than keep LeBron, and LeBron James is only going to be there for like 2 more years anyway. And then Bronny, if he is a bust, which more than likely he will be, then you just wasted a draft pick. It makes no sense to me. And if Redick gets the job and all this goes down while he's the coach, they're going to blame it on Redick. And it's like, of course, it's got to be somebody else's fault. So to me, I mean, will he get the job? I mean, he seems to be the favorite for it. I've seen a few other names. Like I saw Sam Cassell or whatever. He was on the list. I don't know if that's going to happen, but, Redick seems like the front runner. Anything can change. I haven't really looked at, see what happens. I don't know. But I don't know. I just think that Redick would make a big mistake to take the job. Should he become a head coach one day? I mean, if that's what he wants to do, obviously that's what people think he should do. People think that, he would be a good coach because he, knows the game of basketball. I'm not saying that he shouldn't become a head coach, but if LeBron James is at the Lakers, I would not take the job because to me, only bad things can happen from that. Stephen Cherry says, not to mention Bronny has a heart condition as well. Teams not taking that risk with a mid player. Absolutely. And I hate it for Bronny that he had that problem. I really do. Because I did make like I did a video. I didn't do like a complete video where I talked about it, but in one of my portal videos about a month ago, I did mention like in the video about Bronny James, would he enter the portal? Like, would he go to another school? Which he is in the portal, but like, it seems like the consensus now is that he's going to stay in the draft since now he's guaranteed to get drafted or whatever, which, again, is absolutely insane. But, yes, I did mention the heart condition. Like, that sucks. I hate that for him. I really do. And I have nothing against the guy. Like, I even saw, like, recently or whatever, I think somewhere where Bronny said that, it's tough being LeBron James' kid. Of course it's tough being LeBron James' kid. I mean, it's tough to be anybody that's famous at something, to be their kid, and especially if you try to follow in their footsteps and do the same profession. It's hard because you're always going to be compared to your father. It's just the way that it goes. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan, his son Jeffrey Jordan didn't do anything. Scottie Pippen, his son Scottie Pippen Jr., I think he's a pretty solid player, but he doesn't play in the NBA much because he's like 6 foot when his dad was 6'6". I mean, it's just tough. It's very tough. That's why I feel like for like someone like Trace Jackson Davis, it was so important for Trace Jackson Davis and the fact that his dad is Dale Davis, who was a former Pacer, former really good player in the NBA, had a good career. But nobody ever talked about that Trace Jackson Davis was Dale Davis's kid. I heard it like 3 times out of the 4 years he was in college. It was barely ever mentioned. And one of the times it was mentioned was by Bill Walton or whatever in the Maui tournament Indiana was in. And he was like, is Trace Jackson Davis Dale Davis's son? I didn't know that. So it's like, when you don't have that label that you're somebody famous, you're the son of somebody famous or whatever that played in you did the same profession as you, it makes it a whole lot easier. I mean, Jackson Davis still, could have been the player that he was even if they just kept hammering, oh, it's Dale Davis. And I know that Dale Davis isn't LeBron or, Michael Jordan. I get that. He wasn't like on that level, but still Dale Davis was a pretty well-known player. But nobody ran it down their throat that, oh, Jackson Davis is his son and that, oh, he's going to be a star because of Dale Davis and it's in the genes or whatever. But that's the issue with Bronny. It's just bad. It's just so bad for the overhype, the overhypeness of what they're doing to Bronny James. It's not fair to Bronny. It is not fair at all whatsoever. And it's only going to hurt him from possibly ever being good. It's not fair to him. I don't think it is. And again, if the Lakers to keep LeBron James, because if it is true that LeBron James has the stipulation that if the Lakers do not draft Bronny, that he is not staying, then they're nuts. I mean, at the very least, there's a really good chance, unless these other teams are insane, any of these other teams in the NBA, and one of them bites on Bronny somehow in like the second round, and they're like, oh, we got Bronny, come here, LeBron. If one of them does that, then I don't know what they're doing. But what would be just the perfect scenario to make everybody happy is that nobody needs to draft Bronny. If Bronny does stay in the draft, which I would advise against, he needs to go back to college. He needs to transfer if that's what he wants to do, go out, he's away from USC. He needs to transfer somewhere else. But if the best case scenario for Bronny James would be for him, if he does stay in the draft, is to not get drafted and the Lakers just take him as an undrafted free agent. There you go. He can play with his dad. Everybody's happy, and then whatever. And if Bronny doesn't work out, he doesn't work out, which is very likely. I'm not saying that it's impossible he can't be good, but it's very unlikely. And it would just be very, very good for the Lakers to take him where they don't have to draft him and you're not really having to give up anything. You're not having to give up a draft selection that you could possibly get a good player. Instead, you just get Bronny. And then LeBron's happy. And then once LeBron's out of the league in 2 years or 3 years or whatever, and he's no longer playing, then you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, we have to get rid of Bronny now because he's no good and he's taking up a roster spot. It's like, and we took him in the first round and it ruined our draft. Nope, we got him as an undrafted free agent. It's no loss. It doesn't hurt. That's just the way I look at it. But again, I'm not the one making these decisions. I'm not in these circles. I'm not, in any organization. I can't give any feedback, but that's just my opinion. I could be way off kilter. You guys in chat could probably disagree. And I don't blame you if you do, but that's my opinion on the whole Bronny, LeBron James, Lakers, JJ Redick situation. I don't think Redick needs to take the Lakers job if LeBron James and Bronny are there. I just don't. I think JJ Redick would be, and it would be a bad move for him. It would not be the right move. I'm not saying he's insane because of the fact he takes the job. Obviously, he is rich already because he played in the league forever, but he'd be getting a lot of money. The clout of just being the Lakers coach. I get it. I understand it. It's not, you're not insane to do it, but I just think in the long run, though, it would hurt Redick because he'll get blamed. Every coach that has ever had LeBron James on their team gets blamed for the failures of the team. It's never LeBron's fault. It's never anybody's fault. It's always the coach's fault. And is that fair to the coach? Not really. I've said it before. I'll say it again. A lot of these coaches in the NBA, if you have a good team like Joe Mazzulla, he's got the easiest job in the world. He's got a fantastic team. And, all those guys got to do is play well. If the Celtics win a title this year, Joe Mazzulla, people are going to be like, he's the greatest coach ever. And it's like, he's got this team, this fantastic team. You know, I mean, if they end up losing, I mean, obviously people are going to blame Missoula. That's just the way people are. They're always going to blame the coach. But look at Popovich. Popovich won a lot of games with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. Now that he doesn't have those guys, they're not winning, but no one's saying Popovich can't coach. It's just a narratives thing. It really is. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Like I said, no matter what I say, it's not going to influence anything. It's on what happens. So whatever happens, happens, and hopefully everybody involved makes the right decision. If you enjoyed this video, like this video down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I'll see you next time.